everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making this massive blanket. This is so fabulous, so much fun to make, super chunky, and it is going to be the best thing for the winter, especially if you live in the northern states like me, Wisconsinite, whoop whoop. So I'm going to get into the supplies we need, get into some frequently asked questions, and we'll get into making this super simple project. So big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing the yarn today. And we are using Irresistible Yarn by Red Heart Yarns. This yarn is super chunky. Look at it, a size 7 jumbo yarn. So that's what we're using in this project today. Now I used, let's see here, 25, 24, 23. I used about 23 skeins of yarn for this project. I know this yardage is quite short. They're only 29 yards per ball, so that's why I used so many. But I am using a very thick hook. This is a 25mm hook. This is a Susan Bates hook, which you can get on the Red Heart website or at your local craft store. There are 25mm hooks, so you can get those as well. So these are the main two supplies you're going to need. Also, a scissors will come in handy at the very end of your project to cut your yarn, and when you're changing color, if you are changing color like me. You don't have to change color. You can use one solid color, and I think that will look super fabulous, but I just wanted it to integrate this variegated yarn, which is called Vintage. And the other color I am using is, here's the label, I used all of the gray I have, so this is called Gray for the other color that I have. So you can use both of these colors, or one color, or as many colors as you want, really. And this is such an easy project. It does not go by stitch counts, it just goes by measurements. So the blanket I am making today is a size, it will fit a twin bed. It's about 60, oh wait, was it 60 inches wide? Yes. 60 inches wide. We measured it. Me and my dad measured it off camera. It is so big. I mean, you can see here it's folded in half. It's too big to lay out on my studio table, so it is ginormous. It's about 85 inches long, and this is the, I know it's sideways, but this will be the length of the bed. It's gonna fit on a bed, and this is going to be this part here. It's gonna, I'm not even gonna turn it. It's gonna be the length of the bed, and then this is the width of it. So this is how wide it is. Okay, as you can see, this is the edge, and there's the edge there. So this will fit on a bed, but like I said, you can chain your foundation chain however long you want yours to be. You can make it a small throw for the living room, you can make it for your dorm room, or for even a queen size bed, but just know that this yarn is super chunky. This blanket is going to be the heaviest blanket. I was thinking that it could be like nice for like weighted down blankets, or just for the winter. It's just really, really nice and warm. So those are all the supplies you need. Now before we begin, I have to mention there are links in the description of this video. There's a link to the written pattern for this, a super simple written pattern. We're working in the back loops of this pattern, so that's why you can see this really, it's nice ridged design. And also there's a link to all the supplies you're going to need in the description here. There's a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all my social media, so make sure you follow me online, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. A big thank you to my dad, who's back there zooming in and out. He's our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos, so big thank you to him. And while you're on my website, please, please, please check out the support button. There's a donate button on my right sidebar. Please donate to YARNutopia so we can continue to bring these, because I am moving soon, and it'll be easy for us to just travel back and forth and continue doing this with your support. So please check out that donate button on YARNutopia.com so we can keep bringing you these fabulous videos. So now let's get started and make this giant blanket. Alright, to start off, we're going to make a slip knot. So put your short end over the long end, then fold this down, and then pull your long end through like that. Okay, and then insert your hook in there. Alright, to start out, we are going to chain an amount. You can chain anything. This isn't about the count or anything, it's about measurements. So I'm gonna chain 75. You can chain any amount. I'll have links or information about different blanket sizes on my website, so you can check that out. If you want to make yours smaller, you can chain about 50 for like a throw blanket, but I want mine to fit on the bed, so we're gonna yarn over and pull through, and there's one chain. Okay, yarn over and pull through, there's 2, yarn over, pull it through, there's, oops, 3. Okay, so I'm not going to make you watch me chain the whole amount, just chain as many as you need for your measurement on how big you want your blanket to be. I am going to chain 75, and then I will meet you up for row 1. Alright, once you chained your amount that you needed, I chained 75, so you should just have a really, really long chain like this. We are going to start with row 1. What I'm going to do now is turn this chain toward me like this, and you can see that there are these back ridges here. There's a back ridge here, back ridge here, back ridge here. Okay, we're going to be working in those back ridges just so that this edge is a nice clean edge. So in the second chain from the hook, we are going to single crochet. So the loop on the hook does not count as a chain. So this is our first chain here, and this is our second chain here, and I'm going to turn this toward me, and you can see that back ridge right there. Okay, we're going to go into that with our hook. Then we're going to yarn this over with this yarn here, kind of just laying on there, and then yarn over that, and then pull that through that chain. Okay, so now we have 2 loops on the hook, then yarn over and pull through both of those loops. Okay, with this massive yarn and massive hook, it is going to be a trick to get used to this, but once you get past row 1, it's a lot easier. So now we're just going to go right into this next chain right here, and then single crochet across this chain. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, just like that. It's going to be so bulky. This is going to be super nice, super heavy for the winter months. So go into the next chain and single crochet. So I'm just going to single crochet across this chain. Okay, just like that. And then once I get to the end of this chain, we'll, go on to row 2. So when I was working and finishing up row 1, I have just a little bit left, but I'm running out of yarn, so I wanted to show you. I had just used a partial skein, so that's why I ran out so quickly. But I'm going to show you how to add a new yarn of the same color. What we're going to do is just take a new skein. Okay, so I have the new ball of yarn here. And what we're going to do is tie these 2 in a knot. So we're just going to easily put one over the other, and then go down around it. Okay, then we're going to cross them over again. Okay, and then go down around it. Okay, just an easy knot, and then pull, and then pull, and make sure you pull extremely tight and right to the edges, as close as you can get them. And this little bit of fuzz will get sewn into our yarn, like in between the plies and everything like that. Okay, so you won't be able to really see them. And this one can get woven in too. You can wrap it around, and once it's crocheted around and everything, you won't see that at all. So now I'm just going to continue working as I would, and I'll show you how to get past that knot that you just made. You just don't want anything to unravel. Okay, so I'm just working row 1 still, but you can see that there's that knot. Okay, so it's in there, and what I'll do later is just shove it inside of the blanket on the inside, and you won't even see it. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue. Now you can see it on the back side here. I'm going to just weave it on underneath these stitches. And you don't even need a yarn needle or anything. This is such bulky yarn and open stitching that you can use your fingers very easily. Okay, just hide it in there. And that's perfect. Looks good. So we could just continue on. So I'm just going to finish these few stitches here, and then I'll meet you up for row 2. Alright, just finished up row 1 here. I have this little straggler from our slip knot here. I'm just going to weave that in. Again, you don't even need a yarn needle. I'm just going to go in and out of the stitches. Okay, there we go. Just like that. So that's woven in and hidden. And now we can go on to row 2. So let's chain up 1, turn our work around. Okay. And now we're going to be working in the back loops only. So as you can see, this very first stitch here, the loop that's furthest away from you right here, these are the back loops of your work here, okay? The front loop is the one that's closest to you right here, okay? And we usually go in both loops like this, but we're actually just going to go into the back loop only, okay? Just like that. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, this whole blanket is just single crochet. So go into the back loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And like I said, it's going to get much easier from here on out now. We're just going to be single crocheting in the back loops only, just like this for the whole pattern. And at the end of the row, just chain 1, turn your work, and repeat this sequence, just single crochet in the back loop only. Now I'm going to use this gray color for 5 rows total, and then I'm going to switch color to my other color, which is vintage. So we're going to, this is the other color I'm going to be using next. So I'm going to do 5 rows. Actually, no, I'm going to continue my blanket, you know, just repeat your sequence, and once I get further, I will show you, though, how to change color at the end of a row, but I'm going to get a little further in this blanket, and then you'll be able to see in my next segment here, I will have many rows done, and I'll show you how to change color. I'm actually going to change color from vintage to back to gray, but it'll be the same concept of just single crocheting in the back loop only all the way across, then chain 1, turn your work, and single crochet in the back loop only. And every 5 rows I'm going to change color. You can see that in the written pattern and in the photos. I'm going to change color every 5 rows. So this is the second row. So then I'm going to do 3 more rows of this and then change color to the vintage. So that's what it's going to look like. So just continue this. It's just super bulky and super easy pattern with this massive hook. So this is a lot of fun. So good luck, and I will meet you up when I have most of this blanket finished. Alright, welcome back. It took me a while, but I ended up making this blanket, and it is so chunky, so super fabulous. I'm loving it. I did 30 rows here, so you can see I changed color every 5 rows. Like I said, I worked in the back loop only, like I said, and this is just the most chunkiest, heaviest blanket, and I think that this would actually look cool as like a weighted down blanket, like a weight blanket. I think this is really, really nice and fuzzy. So now I just want to show you how to change color, because I didn't get to show you that yet. So I am working with the vintage yarn right now, and I'm going to be changing color in just a moment. Let me kind of scoot this over here. There we go. Alright, so we are coming up on the last few stitches of this row here, and I'm working really fast now because I feel like I'm a pro at this chunky yarn, and my arm is definitely getting a workout. So when you're changing color at the end of a row, when you are on your 5th row and you want to change color to the next color, if you are changing color in this project, you could totally make your blanket one solid color, and that would be so fabulous. But if you're changing color, go into the very last stitch in the back loop there and yarn over with your current color. Okay, pull through. You have 2 loops on here. Right now, we are going to change our color out by yarning over with our new color. I'm going back to the gray color, so yarn over and pull through those 2 loops there. Then what I'm going to do is hold that, and I'm going to pull these 2 tight, okay, and I'm going to pull the old color tight as well here. And we're going to tie the new strand, the short strand of the new color, and the old color together. So just like I showed you earlier how we tied knots, I'm going to tie a knot right here with these 2 colors. Okay, and then we'll just sew in these 2 ends. I'm going to grab my scissors here, and I'm going to cut my old color just like that. So now we can sew in these 2 ends just like I showed you earlier. We're just going to go underneath some of the stitches, wrap it around, just like that. So I sewed in the vintage into the vintage color. I will sew in this gray strand when I have stitches for the gray color. So now we're working with this strand here, and we're going to chain 1 and turn the work around, and then continue working in the back loops. Sorry if you can't see this very well, but we're going in the back loop of that first stitch there, and single crochet, and then single crochet in each stitch across, just like that. Okay, so now I just have 5 more rows left. I'm going to do 35 rows total. You can do as many as you want to make your blanket measure out how big you want it to be. And I have measurements in the notes section and everything, so you can check that out on the blog. But I'm just going to single crochet now across this way, and I'm going to sew in these ends, and I'll meet you up when I am finished. Alright, just finishing my last stitch here. When you finish, you're done, and when your piece is as big as you want it to be, you can fasten off. So all we have to do is just chain 1 and then cut your yarn and then pull it all the way through that chain 1 there and pull it tight, and then you could just use your fingers to weave in this end. Just weave it in underneath these stitches here, and that's it. There's the blanket. Huge thank you to Red Heart for providing this yarn, and to my dad for doing the videography and editing and photography for this blanket. And also big huge thank you to you for watching our videos and checking out my blog. Your views mean a lot to us, and please subscribe because that also means a lot to us. There it is. How beautiful. Thanks again, everyone. I hope you enjoy your super chunky blanket. These make great gift ideas, so make sure, check it out and get all the different colors at redheart.com. I can't even open this all up. It is so big and so heavy, and I can't wait to crawl underneath it and just hibernate for the winter. So thanks, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye. Happy hooking.